Well, well, well. Woo! All I did was lay my head down and went to sleep, not knowing that when I woke up, the whole world was going to be different. Um, Now, this must be a big deal if I'm up already. Y'all know this is a big deal if I'm up already and productive. Okay, well, I'm up. I don't know about the productive part, but here I'm is. Church Nelly, I was hoping to wake up early to do something for your birthday, but I think Meghan and Harry have already done it. So um maybe next time. Oh, how wicked that laugh sounds. I do apologize for the wicked sound in my voice. That was not my intention this morning. However, everything is different. Um, I'm different. Harry and Meghan is different. I'm sure the Sussexes are different. Everything is different. It's just different. That's all I can say is everything is different. Um, Now, let me be cool. Let me be cool. I'm trying to contain my enthusiasm, but what could I say? Everything is different. Oh man. All right. So, as you know, the docu-series is it a series or yeah, it's a docu-series, I believe. It's here. And we are going to finally hear everything from Harry and Meghan instead of filtered through the various news agencies and stuff like that. No more of that. It is Harry and Meghan's story to tell. Um, I mean, people had said it was coming, and you know how it is. If we don't hear from Harry and Meghan, then it's not true. Well, we've heard from Harry and Meghan is true. So, um, oh man, um, it's like when I woke up this morning, I thought I heard some kind. Now, this is true. I'm not making this up. When I woke up this morning, I thought I heard like a clicking sound, almost like somebody taking their key or something and knocking on the door. And I'm just like, what in the world is that? And so I was like, okay, better just wake up. And then I look at my phone and I'm just like, what? What? That must have been a clicking sound. Isn't that something? That click that I heard was I don't know. Maybe it was the Cambridges dropping their cocktail glasses on the floor or something. Well, at least one of them I think drinks this early in the day. But I promise you, I'm not making that up. I thought I heard something clicking. And so when that happened, I'm just like, what? I just kind of raised my head. I'm like, what? And then suddenly, um, I all of a sudden I'm just like, okay, I'm going back to no, I'm not. I'm getting up right now. So I got up and I got to moving. Fortunately, I was up late last night working on today because I think it just works out so much better for me when I prep as much as not at nighttime as possible. So that's what I did. I started prepping last night. And anyway, to make a long story short, we're going to go through photo by photo and we are going to, have our discussion about everything that we see because and of course, I would love to hear your reactions about everything because Well, anyway, I just want to. So without, oh my goodness, wait, this gets even better. Okay, I'm not going to tell you about that other one. I may talk about that one tomorrow. It has nothing to do with Harry. It has nothing to do with Harry and Meghan. It has to do with somebody putting a foot in somebody else's mouth. I think you can guess who I'm talking about there. But okay, I'm almost ready to go. Oh, the suspense of it all. I didn't even get a good chance to go through Twitter. I'm telling you, something just told me it was going to be so much Harry and Meghan coming up that it we would be spinning out of control. So here we go. One more thing I need to do, and that is now streaming. There we go. Perfection. Okay. Let me get over here to my comments. Right. Oh yeah. Okay. I am so sorry. Let me scroll back and see those. I see. Hey, Lydia Washington says, "Good morning, Maria Edwards. The person you refer to is indeed a troll." Oh, yes. Let me put the troll control on because they are going to be hot this morning. They are going to be so hot with us this morning because the I got to do something about that wicked laugh that I have. Oh man. Let me see. H&M Docu-Series is here. Aha, there we go. Perfection. And get that. All right. I am going to put, oh, yeah. That's what I'm supposed to do. Give me just 1 second. I will put on the troll control because they are coming after us. They mad. They caught up in their feelings because Harry and Meghan are still winning. Or as Medea would say, they are still wintings. They always win. Don't they know that? Okay, there goes the troll control. All right, be gone, trolls. You have no value here. You are not wanted. You are gone. And it is a Sussex friendly space again. All right. Sorry about that, you guys. And let me get to your comments. Okay. Connie Bomber, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Again, happy birthday to Church Nelly. Also, there is a super chat from the Queen. I told you I was going to get them back. Lose another half of the Commonwealth, teach Camilla to use her theme music and put her face on it. They all will fall. The Queen is angry. I'd say she is. There's no way to measure the anger of the Queen, although one could try, but I don't think there's her anger is beyond measure with those people. But let's see if we can try to figure out exactly how angry she is. If the Queen were here herself, her response would probably be, "Where is Our Majesty?" All right. Oh no, where is she at? Where's she at? Where's she at? There she go. There you go, My Majesty. Explain it. This is the reaction for all of the royal family today. Again. Okay, you guys. Hi, Baron. I woke up laughing. This is such a good day. You're right about that. Okay, there we go. Oh, wait. There we go. So, this is it, a Netflix global event. Harry and Meghan, only on Netflix, coming soon. Harry and Meghan, only on Netflix, coming soon. Okay. Let me see. It's the booze for me. The Mary, Joseph, and Jesus, the only royalty he knows, the shade. Oh, this is fabulous. Okay, C-Mac, I'm going to get to the booze. We're going to get to the booze. Oh, man. Speaking of getting to the booze, I wonder what the Cambridges are doing right now. Wait, that's booze, not booze. Booze. Okay. Good morning, cookies and cream. The Unroyals will fail at everything they do until they make amends to the Sussexes, particularly Meghan, for all of the harm they've caused. Karma doesn't discriminate. You got that right. Huh. All right. Hello, Rosa Roberts. So glad you're here. Oh, wow. A lot of comments already. I did slow down the comments, I think. Hello, Verta Sanchez. I'm glad you are well today. Good morning, B10 Pal, Maddie Rambo. Wow, this hour seems to work for everybody because I'm seeing people I don't normally see. Good, happy birthday, Mary Jane. Happy birthday, Mary Jane. Happy birthday, Church Nelly. May you have, oh, there we go. Happy birthday, Church Nelly. May you have blissful Earth Strong. We love you. Church Nelly, enjoy your dinner with family. Amen to that. Okay. Hi, Sherry Ware. I'm glad you're here. Okay. And this photo, these are a bunch of unseen images that we have not had a chance to see. Well, who knew that Harry played the guitar? I certainly didn't. If there were any photos of him with a guitar, I don't think I ever seen it before. But yeah, so Harry is just sitting on the rock, strumming the guitar next to his boo. And of course, their beagle. Is that a beagle? Yeah, is Bo is a beagle. But anyway, how lovely is that, right? And then, of course, this moment of the family at play. I don't know where this is. It could be anywhere in California. But yeah, I'm thinking California. I don't think this was up in Canada because it was too chilly up there at the time. So not likely Canada, but still a very beautiful photo. And this one, I'm looking at the vehicle and I'm thinking Africa. It looks like they are on some type of all-terrain vehicle, like they're on a rooftop or something, observing like the area. That is my best guess for that one. Good morning, Anna Espinoza. I'm seeing all kind of names I don't see every day, which is interesting. Okay. Rohini, good morning, Rohini. And this one, yay! I don't know that I've ever seen Meghan with like tube socks and like a hiking boot, like that combination with the short shorts, but that is very cool. Well, okay. Harry is obviously wearing a radio on his hip. So I'm guessing this is perhaps Africa. That is my guess. And here, of course, Meghan is with child, quite pregnant, by the way. Um, the signature Panama hat, of course, one of Meghan's favorites. the Panama hat. Ladies and gentlemen, the Panama hat. And then, of course, this scene, which kind of breaks your heart. I would say this is likely at the stately, palatial, opulent, and yet incredibly picturesque Sussex manor. And of course, we didn't know about this coming out today because there are no leaks in Montecito. And then here, I can't tell if the Duchess is, it looks like she's wiping a tear away. So this is going to be quite the emotional ride that we're going to take with the Sussexes for this docu-series. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the live. Please make sure you click on that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. We're glad to have you. By the way, you guys, I just took my 5th vaccine. I just had my 5th, and I was a little sore yesterday / today. No fever, nothing like that, just a little sore. And I'm feeling stronger and better by the minute. Otherwise, it was uneventful. And this photo, I'm not sure. I can't make the outfit, but I'm imagining this may have been in Narnia, or maybe not, but I can't clock the room at all, so not sure exactly where this was taken. But one thing I know for sure, this Harry can wear a suit. A suit never hangs the wrong way on Harry. It's the designer's intention, I promise. Good morning, Elaine Parker. Happy Thursday. Thank you so much for the super sticker. And as always, thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. And this is Harry, I suppose, in uniform. Again, I can't place these photos, which is kind of frustrating. But this may actually, no, it probably not wedding day, but obviously Harry is in uniform, but I can't clock this one. I can't tell you where it's from. And if anybody has Albert Hall, let's go back one. This may be Albert Hall. Okay, perhaps that's Albert Hall. Okay, I think this is the one you're referring to. I know there's a bit of a delay. And of course, I mean, their whole lives is something about Harry and Meghan. Their entire lives is like an ongoing romantic comedy. Everything is a romantic comedy. There seems to be minor setbacks and the occasional problem, but through it all, their love endures. So that seems to be the ongoing theme for the Sussexes, is that rom-com, in other words, the romantic comedy. Okay, the red uniform. All right, so I know for sure. Good morning, Gail Anita 1. I know for sure that Meghan was wearing the cape dress for that occasion. Rohini says, oh, the British press are pissed off. They had no access to those pictures. I love it. Woo! Rohini, please stop making me smile. I don't have my teeth in it yet. And this one, I love this photo. You could dance. You could dance. Well, this is obviously wedding day. This is a wedding day photo. This is likely the wedding reception. And I know that they will try desperately to figure out who's in this image with the Sussexes. which is probably why they chose this one, because you can't really make anybody out. But let me tell you this, though. I do believe there were more people invited to the reception, or should I say, alternative people in some cases were invited to the reception that were not available at the wedding, or, otherwise were not invited to the wedding. So there may be people that attended the reception that we don't even know about. So we may even see that. And that thing that Meghan alluded to about, well, actually, she didn't allude to it. She just said it, that someone told her, please do not give up your um, your outreach, or your humanitarianism. Please don't change that. Well, we may actually see that person in the documentary, and it's more likely we'll see that person and won't even know that that is the person that said it. So there's going to be a lot to unpack. I, of course, have no intentions on helping the tabloid media with their ideas, but you know, I guess if we can figure it out, we'll probably keep it to ourselves. That's probably best. Good morning, Joan Garcia. Baron, your late nights are worth it. You bring us the good stuff. Thanks. Oh, you're quite welcome, Joan Garcia, and happy Thursday to you. Thank you so much for the super chat. And as always, being a member and watching Royal Sussex. Well, I do have some amazing stuff to cover. I got some shade coming from yesterday. I can't wait to throw the shade. Right now, this is just a warm up. I'm on the pitcher's mound, right? And I'm stretching, and I'm about to bring my knee up to my chest and wind back and wind up my arm and throw that ball toward home plate. I'm just getting started. This is stuff that I just put together this morning. I was up last night. I'm just like, Woo! But the shade is coming. Thank you, Joan Garcia. But I mean, not a lot of shade. I'm not trying to humiliate the other couple. You know what? I can't even call them the other couple because that would be humanizing them. I don't want to. I don't want to. Well, anyway, I don't even want to mention them. But good morning, Jan Martin. Between the trailer, that is so weird. I'm saying good morning. Um, I'm telling you, I don't know what woke me up. I heard a clicking sound, and I can't share the trailer with you guys per you know what. But I tell you what, I'm sure I can let you listen to the trailer. But that is what woke me up. I heard this clicking sound, and it was like click, click, and I'm just like, what in the world is that? It must have been this trailer dropping. That is so weird. But it was like, and I went to the door, I didn't see anybody. It's too early for an Amazon or anything. So what could it have been? I say it was obviously the trailer for this. But something woke me up this morning. Something woke me up. And I was in a sound sleep and trying to sleep off this most recent vaccine injection. And next thing you know, I look at my phone. I'm like, I'm up. I'm up.
Why did you want to make this documentary?
You hear that clicking sound? I think that's what woke me up this morning. I heard clicks.
No one sees what's happening behind closed doors.
I'm telling you guys, that woke me up this morning. It was like how do I put it? It was as though I heard a clicking sound in my ear. And it was sorry about the echo, but yeah. And the next thing I know, I look at my phone and I'm like, I'm up. I'm up. I'm definitely up now. And that's what woke me up this morning. Jan Martin, between the trailer for their Netflix docuseries and the trailer for the Invictus Games for the next year, this is the absolute best. I really needed this today. Well, Jan Martin, thank you so much for your comment, and I am glad you feel the same way that we do. Um, it's amazement. It's amazing how in tune the Sussex squad is. Like, for instance, I'm I'm sure that you guys woke up this morning. You're just like, oh my goodness, it's Church Nellie's birthday. And it is Church Nellie's birthday. Audrey Teschner, top of the morning to you, Royal Sussex family. A blessed Thursday to all. Thank you so much, Audrey Teschner. And I hope everything is going well for you today. And I'm so glad you are here. Thank you so much for being a part of Royal Sussex. All right. So, anyway, I'm glad that clicking sound wasn't the popo. But I love this photo. I think if I had to choose, well, wait a minute, there's another one. This one, Harry with the flat cap and the aviators. What a look. Prince Harry, and our Duchess of Sussex. Harry with the flat cap and the aviators. I can't get ready for this one. I can't get ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready, you guys. Harry with the flat cap and the aviators. Come on, Harry. That's all I can say is come on, Harry. Come through. Harry with the flat cap and the aviators. Come through. Oh my God. I love it. I love it. I'm telling you, it is the ultimate romantic comedy. It's like watching like one of your favorite Lifetime movies or Hallmark movies come to life. That's what it is. It is uh, anyway. I'm let me stop gushing about Harry and Meghan because my, my face is getting tired from smiling. My face is getting so tired from smiling. It's like, let me see. And the way my face feels right now, I'm wondering how is it, what does she go through with, I mean, doesn't that hurt? That's got to be painful, because I've only been doing this for like about, I don't know, since I woke up this morning, and my face is numb. How does she do this for like hours? You know what I mean? How does she do that? Because my face hurts. um Oh my gosh. And of course, this one, you know, you, which video is that? Oh, yeah, when Harry tells Oprah that they're having a girl, and he does that, and he like has his mouth open, like, "Yeah." Well, that is obviously what Harry is saying there. Good morning, Black Queen. Hello, Baron, and all lovely squatties. Just finished Zumba. Yeah. I just got through exercising too. Feeling fabulous, although I'm exhausted. Yeah. Oh, you should have saw me. I worked up a sweat. Went to bed almost 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, doing the some smackdown of the labor spots. My work. Mad My World sidekick. Well, yes, Black Queen. I got up and I ran a couple miles, and I did my stretches. I'm just kidding. I didn't do anything, but Tomorrow. But anyway, good morning, Black Queen. Joan Commonwealther says the more Charlie Boy tries to put them down, the more they rise. Absolutely. This is going to be huge. Okay. No one sees what's happening behind closed doors. Harry and Meghan drop bombshell. Would it be the Daily Mail if they didn't say bombshell? Drop bombshell Netflix trailer with hint of fresh attacks on royal family and including intimate photos from their wedding, the crying Duchess and stony-faced Kate and Will. Well, don't get mad at Harry and Meghan. They didn't make them stony-faced. They stoned their own faces. They were born stoned. Well, at least one of them was born stoned. I'm not going to speculate which one. But there's one that looks stoned all the time. So, yeah, stony face, that's no surprise. They're always like that. They have that resting aristocratic face. You know what? We are unbothered by what they think and what they speculate about because we got better things to do. Like, for instance, celebrating every success of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. We got better stuff to do. We can't be bothered with that. Okay, so moving right along, let's get to a little bit of the shade. As far as the shadiness is concerned, here. Prince William booed again. Boo! Prince William booed again. And of course, I had to throw the aviator photo up with the Ray-Ban aviators so you can see his reflection in Meghan's glasses. Although that scene never really happened, but it could have. Good morning, VS Speaks Royally. You say, okay, the pregnancy picture blowing mind since the moon bumpers are jumping off shorter piers. You know what? Let's go back to that one if we might. Let's go back to that one because I didn't even think about the moon bumpers, but oh yeah. Yeah, you're right about that. You're right. What a beautiful photo. And I love the way the sun is like creating the amazing silhouette. But yeah, I love that. Thank you so much for pointing that out, Miss VS Speaks Royally. All right. The boo. The boo's heard round the world. Now, this is the other fun part. Carolyn Kennedy and John Kerry both failed to show up to William and Kate's Earthshot event in Boston amid embarrassing race row in the UK as their first American trip in 8 years gets off to an inauspicious start. Now, first of all, you guys, I practiced saying inauspicious because I didn't even know what that was. But I practiced it so when I came on today, I would be able to say it without a hitch. 8 y'alls gets off to an inauspicious start. Oh man, I get a little bell for that one. Inauspicious. That's the word of the day, is inauspicious. Tomorrow, I'm going to tell you what it means. All right, Carolyn Kennedy and John Kerry both failed to show up for Prince William and Kate Middleton's Earthshot event in Boston on Wednesday evening. Now, Kerry, presidential envoy for climate, informed the prince and princess earlier today that they would sadly no longer be able to attend, but did not clarify why. Kennedy, daughter of President John F. Kennedy and U.S. ambassador to Australia, said she experienced disrupted travel plans due to weather. That weather, however, appeared to have led to very few cancellations at airports in Boston. Woo! And in New York, according to FlightAware, the no-shows come as William and Kate's first trip to United States in 8 years has been overshadowed by a racism scandal rocking the royals. I'm sorry, y'all. I cannot. I can't. I just can't. Now listen. All of this fuss about who's going to show up and this is like their Super Bowl and oh, give me a listen. I got some things to say about this failed to show up. I got some things to say about this. Carolyn Kennedy and John Kerry diss Will and Kate in Boston. That was a video on TikTok. Carolyn Kennedy, daughter of the late President John F. Kennedy, whose moonshot speech inspired Earthshot. So, as I said yesterday, moonshot, Earthshot, they're trying to cling to the very awe and spectacle of the idea of putting a man on the moon. How that in any way is inspired by the Cambridges, I'll never know. But anyway, or was inspired for the Cambridges, should I say. She was unable to attend due to disrupted travel plans. Similarly, I'm sorry, I just can't stop laughing when I read this. Similarly, John Kerry, presidential envoy for climate, was due to attend, but informed the prince and princess earlier today that he would sadly no longer be able to attend. So let's read between the lines. Obviously, the tabloids are trying to create this narrative that they're not coming because they don't want to sit around a couple of racist royals, not that I'm calling them racist, but alleged racist royals. Okay, let me put that out there because it's not official until it's official. But alleged racist royals, that's the thing, is that, or royals associated with racism. How's that? Okay. And then here you have the Reverend Marion White Hammond was one of the several speakers at the Earthshot Prize launch in Boston, Moorshade, on Wednesday when she made a speech that included comments on the impact of racism on climate change. I believe that the Daily Fail referred to that speech as awkward. She told the crowd to consider the legacy, adding, well, anyway, you know what? I'll let you hear her words. I will, I'll let you hear her words. Now, my plan this morning was to, download the speech and share it with you, but that changed, just like the travel plans for Carrie and okay, she's coming to the podium.
Hello, Boston. So to begin our time together, I'd like to start by acknowledging the ancestral lands we stand on today. We are gathered on the traditional homelands of the Massachusetts tribe. The Massachusetts have been a part of this land for thousands of years. Their lives and their legacy are ingrained in this city. On this day, I invite us all to consider the legacy of colonialism and racism. the ways it has impacted people across the world, and its connection, its deep connection to the degradation of land and our planet that we are all seeking to reverse. The stories lost, the species made extinct, but also the persistence of people in the face of oppression and the fundamental dignity of all of our relations. Today, the city of Boston.
Okay, so that was how she started her speech. It took her a while before she welcomed the Cambridges. It took a while before she got there. And as you can see, Will and Karen, woo, consider the legacy of colonialism and racism. I love the way she just threw that out there, and it hung in the air like an Olympic high jumper. Black Reverend opens William and Kate's Earthshot with awkward lecture on historic prejudice, just hours after the palace race scandal triggered by Prince's own godmother. I'm telling you, yesterday was plenty, and then that happened. So, let me do this the way I had it set up. So, this I thought was, I didn't like the idea of failed to show up. Now, Carolyn and Kennedy and John Kerry both failed. Let me say that again because I'm bothered by that. I have a problem with that. Carolyn Kennedy and John Kerry both failed to show up to William and Kate's Earthshot event in Boston amid embarrassing race row in the UK. United States Ambassador to Australia, United States Ambassador to Japan. Carolyn Bouvier Kennedy is an American author, attorney, and diplomat serving in the Biden administration as United States Ambassador to Australia since 2022. She's previously, that is, served in the Obama administration as the United States Ambassador to Japan from 2013 to 2017. You don't fail to show up. They chose not to be there. Don't say that they failed to show up like they're your kids or children or something like that. And they're certainly not subjects of the crown. Those are very important American public servants. They don't fail to do anything. They did not want to be there. How dare you say they failed to show up? Like you sent for them and they failed to show up. They didn't fail anything. That was not a failure. That was a conscious choice not to be bothered with a couple of lightweights that's there trying to uphold a institution that is drifting toward its last gasp. They didn't fail to do anything. I'm just like, failed to show up. Do you know how many times last night I said to myself, failed to show up? They failed to show up? Excuse me? They failed to show up? Carolyn Kennedy, you know what her biggest qualification is, as far as I'm concerned? Those are her parents. That is Camelot right there. And as the tabloids have said, American royalty. How dare you say they failed to show up? No, Liz Truss told Charles not to go to the COP27, right? She told him. But it wasn't that he failed to show up. He was told not to go. Kerry and Kennedy chose not to be there with the colonizers. How dare you? How dare you? And then, of course, You guys, I worked on this for over an hour last night. I brought every title that I could find, without having to expand too much, and every seal and honor that John Forbes Carey has received in his stellar career and long life of public service, starting with the Vietnam War. That's right, Letitia Malone. I'm just sick of it. Do you hear me? Sick! I'm sick of it. How dare they say they failed to show up? Failed to show up? You just don't know. I'm telling you, I just kept saying that to myself. Who the frappuccino do they think they're talking to? John Forbes Carey, an American hero? A true patriot? Let me tell you about John Kerry. United States Special Presidential Envoy for Climate, present. 68th United States Secretary of State. United States Senator from Massachusetts. Chair of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. Chair of the Senate Small Business Committee. And then let's get to the media part of it, shall we? Silver Star. Bronze Star. Silver is the red, white, and blue ribbon. Bronze is the red with the blue stripe and the white border that you see there. And not one, not two, but 3 purple hearts. He failed to show up. Oh, he failed to show. He failed the grinning hyena. And of course, he who was born into something he would never earn, William, he didn't fail to show up. He didn't fail anything. They chose not to be there. That's what happened. Now, they were polite enough to tell you, we're not coming. They didn't just stand you up. They were being polite. But the fact that they didn't show up for those 2 royal lightweights, I mean, that is just the height of arrogance. They failed to show up. Who do you think you are? And of course, that didn't come from Will and Kate. Let me be fair. That didn't come from Will and Kate. This is the Daily Fail trying to talk down to Americans like we're some second-rate entity in this world. Because we're not kissing up to the crown. Failed to show up. This is John Kerry in Vietnam, a war that he didn't believe in, but as a young man and as he was drafted, Kerry could have gotten a deferral if he wanted to, like Trump, but he did not have a deferral. He went because that was what everybody else did. If he didn't go, then someone else would have had to go in his place. And some people had enough of a conscience to know that if I fail to show up, that only means someone else will have to go in my place. So because he was of age, he served. Wasn't that his heart was in it, but in spite of his opposition to the war, look at that. Silver Star, Bronze Star, Purple Heart, and a combat ribbon. I almost forgot to mention that. The combat ribbon. So let's go here. To show you what a real man looks like, not a boy in some kind of tin soldier or toy soldier uniform. This is a real man here. John Forbes Carey testified in front of Congress about how awful the war was and how awful wrong it was to be in the war. He stood up for his country when he was called, and he stood up for everybody, including a lot of minorities who otherwise would have had to go at a higher rate than white people. White men would have had to end up in the theater of war. He was on the right side of history then, and he's on the right side of history now. So don't you dare say he failed to show up. You don't get to say that about John Kerry. You don't get to say that about Carolyn Kennedy. William and Kate's courtside, Prince and Princess of Wales are bombarded with cheers of USA. When they cheered USA, that was a smackdown. Don't see it as any other way. When they want to shout someone down, they don't do like when someone throws an egg at Charles and people start yelling, "God save the king," or when they call, let's see, the other one, Andrew, a sick old man, and people start yelling, "God save the king." No, that doesn't happen. In the United States, we're not saying God save Biden or God save anybody. We're saying USA, USA. So that is why they say bombarded with cheers of USA and a smattering of boos at Boston Celtic basketball game. Now, Boston Celtic, why they would go to something as Irish as that is strange to me. This is the old-fashioned royal tour. They don't learn. This is the old-fashioned royal tour where you go to a game, and Harry and Meghan has shown you how to do a royal tour when they went to Africa. You simply show up and be with the people. You promote the causes first. But instead, they did the typical spending the time with the politicians. This is so Caribbean tour. This is so I lost half the Commonwealth. And they have learned nothing. They have learned absolutely nothing. Sitting courtside at the game so that people can see your wife's hair and to see you all smiling and pretending to be into each other is dull. It's so old-fashioned. 1 hour after Black Reverend gave lecture on colonialism and racism at Earthshot launch amid palace race row. Oh, God. No wonder Kerry and Kennedy didn't show up. Jackie, thank you so much, Jackie Sussex Squad, Netherlands, for the super sticker. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday to you. And by the way, Jackie, did you know it was Church Nellie's birthday today? It is Church Nellie's birthday. Okay, you guys, let me continue. Now, even Richard Palmer acknowledged boos from crowd when the royal couple were announced and shown on the big screen. Even Richard Palmer, even Richard, ma'am, sir, may I lick your boots? Palmer has even said, yes, there were boos. And then, of course, a few more cheers and boos. Second time, they were shown on big screen, but a very mixed reception. Chants of USA, USA. Now, I'm not a big fan of the chanting of USA. I'm just going to tell you that. I'm not a big fan of that because of how it has been used with the Orange Menaces campaign. I'm not a big fan of that. However, in this instance, they were politely and persistently demonstrating their disdain for the royal couple. Sitting in that box was rather sitting courtside like that was a huge mistake. They would have been better off in a luxury box away from the cameras as opposed to sitting down there on the floor. It was a mistake. That's all I can say. It was a mistake. So Prince William and Kate Middleton are met with boos at Boston Celtics game. As you can see, Kitty, as some people have referred to her, Kate and William have the long faces. I'll give them this much. They tried to carry off the unfazed, unbothered, and engaged appearance, but we all know what they were feeling. William keeps doing these public appearances at sporting matches, and he's not welcome. It's not a good look. Prince and Princess of Wales, William and Kate, seen here looking ridiculous, as Stephen Colbert said, looking ridiculous. He predicted that the day before. He literally predicted that the day before, that they would look ridiculous. And please tell me, where was he wrong? Where did he get anything wrong about that? Because they did show up. And of course, they did the usual, what they do. And yes, they look very, very much ridiculous. So I think that Stephen Colbert should be the one to say it, not me. Let me see if I still have that from yesterday, where you can hear Stephen Colbert in his own voice reminding you how ridiculous they look. Oh, hot dog, I don't have that. But anyway, that is what Stephen Colbert said, and that still remains true. Nafisa Shabazz, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex, and happy Thursday to you. And thank you so much for being here. All right, let me see here. There it is. There it is. Okay, yes, I do have it. I do have it. Here goes.
I got off. Does it for me. Hi, Paul. Staying overseas, there's news from across the pond, and it's that two people from across the pond are crossing the pond. I'm talking about the Prince and Princess of Wales, William and Kate, seen here looking ridiculous. Tomorrow, Old England will head to New England. I got off. Does it for me. Hi, Paul. Staying overseas, there's news from across the pond, and it's that two people from across the pond are crossing the pond. I'm talking about the Prince and Princess of Wales, William and Kate, seen here looking ridiculous. Tomorrow...
Wait. Listen to this.
England will head to New England, where Boston is excited for a royal visit from William and Kate. Yes, in the words of a famous monarchy-loving Bostonian, the British are coming. Yippee! The trip is William and Kate's first time in the U.S. in 8 years. It's such a big deal, royal staffers are calling it their Super Bowl. Wow, they're really pandering to the Americans. This voyage is our Super Bowl, our Toyota-thon, our Nathan's hot dog eating contest, and so we raise our big gulps brimming with Diet Cola and ranch dressing. Tom Hanks.
So yes, there you go. That that bit of shade was from Stephen Colbert, and I tell you, he got it right. He got it right. Miss S, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex, and happy Thursday to you. And Black Queen says, Baron, did you see I responded to your video at 4 a.m.ish this morning? Couldn't sleep, so I went to a live feed of the Shambridge's video, saw Mad World. We both slam dunked them. No, I didn't see that. Mad World brought receipts of their Earth flop. No, I did not see that. When I finished that video, I literally went to sleep. The reason why I was up is because every time I go and get my boosters, I'm always like, because so far I haven't had a problem, but in case I do, if I'm in distress, I want to be up so I can call for help. Help was not needed, but so that's why I was up. But as soon as I finished that, I was like, but thank you so much. And Black Queen, thank you for being a warrior in the fight to make sure that the Sussexes are treated fairly and represented in a positive light. And of course, anybody else who goes into the, dark places in the internet to try to set the record straight for the Sussexes, thank you so much for that. Because even though some of us have been put in Facebook jail, YouTube jail, and occasionally there's been a Twitter jail, somebody's got to stand up for them in places where they can't, go. So thank you again, Black Queen, and thank you everybody else who has taken the fight to the derangers. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Okay, there's the big jumbotron. Could you imagine seeing those two faces that large anywhere on the planet? I don't have the audio or the video for this. It's almost unintelligible, but you can hear booing and you can hear shouts of USA. People were not excited that they were there. Now, of course, to be fair, there were a few people that went and took photos. There was a couple of players that kind of mocked them in their faces. But other than that, a lot of people from the video, you'll see a lot of people just walk past and didn't pay them any attention at all. And then there's, of course, Mandu Reid, leader of the Women's Equality Party, sympathizes with Meghan Markle's account of the royal family that there is a pattern of institutional racism. And of course, I do have that for you while we are on that topic.
Quickly they responded. And this time round, it really is. I think in a way, zooming in on the individual in question, Lady Susan, it reminds me of that bad apple approach to dealing with issues like this. Let's minimize it. Let's make it smaller. Let's try and frame this as some sort of isolated incident.
But it may be that.
Well, actually, let's look at Meghan's account. Meghan herself said that her experiences in the royal household brought her to the brink of suicide. Now, we were at this gathering for just one afternoon. We spent a couple of hours there, and it really left its mark on me. It left its mark on Ngozi. Imagine having to deal with that day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, from people who are supposed to be your in-laws, your relatives. That's why I say I think there are clues here that this is a pattern, that it's institutional. And you know what's super interesting? The Queen Consort gave a really powerful speech at the event we were at. She spoke about how one of the most important things when you're working with survivors of violence or domestic abuse is believing them, is responding when they come forward and report. That principle should apply here too. Don't minimize, don't deflect, believe people who come forward, embrace and support them. And I think that is much bigger than just saying an individual has now been moved out of the way, and so this problem's been done and dusted and dealt with. I think it's...
that was powerful. I've never seen this lady before, but I love her. I love her. She witnessed this. She was in a space where they were invited for fellowship on behalf of women, and yet one of those women of the family, of course, William's godmother, created this incredibly uncomfortable situation. It reminds me of that scene from, I don't know what movie was that, Sounder, or was it I forget which movie that was from the 70s, where if you remember, the one slave woman, she had this white outfit that she was so proud of, and she was made to pull this wagon for the amusement of the plantation owner, until the dress was covered in mud. She fell. It was cut. It turned into a rag, and I forget which movie that was. But that's what it reminds me of, is that you would bring someone, you know, when a person is feeling good about their achievements and that they've had on behalf of other women, and then they're brought into this situation and humiliated, you know. And as she said in another video, it was as though we felt like we weren't meant to be here. We did not feel welcome. That it just it takes you all the way back to some of the more sinister parts of history. That's all I can say, is it really takes you back. And the fact that these things are happening over and over again. Well, you know what? It wasn't Color Purple. It was one of those movies of the week, I think, from ABC. But it very much reminds me of the incident with Oprah and Color Purple with Sophia. Absolutely. It gives me that too. There is so many of those. And how many times will Black women be subjected to this? Yes. You know, I wanted to say yes, but you know, I doubted myself, but you're absolutely right. It was that was Cicely Tyson in the movie A Woman Called Moses, where she was humiliated in front of the plantation owner, or because of the plantation owner. And that's what this reminds me of. That's what this reminds me of, is that constant humiliation. How could you question a person's birthright? It's just like so many people look at California and they only think the California blonde with blue eyes. That's California. The fact that this was indigenous land that eventually was taken over by Spain, and then, of course, stolen from Mexico from the United States, is of no consequence. But this is not the California that people see in the brochures in the past. This is the California of this Aryan appearing person who, but for colonization, and then, of course, the United States manifest destiny, would not even exist. So, yeah, it was a humiliating situation. And the more we hear about it, the more we talk about it, it just seems that much worse, because you know it doesn't have the compelling video, but there were several witnesses. There were several witnesses to this conversation, and also it was, you know, an admission from the royal family. So you know, is wickedly bad timing for the Cambridges, but it's necessary because they don't seem to get it. And until you get it, it just it's necessary. Okay. Impeachment edges closer for South African President Cyril Ramaphosa. The first person King Charles III invited for royal state dinner was a crook, like his like was a crook like in his host. Oh well, I think that's a typo. Chill royals in bed with fraudulent people. Well, as you know, Charles III seems to have quite a few scandals of his own. So who could understand each other better? Um, I don't know how true this is. However, as I said, I'm a huge fan of the New York Times, and the New York Times is of the opinion that this this president, whose image was bolstered by having a state dinner with Charles, suddenly finds himself, or not suddenly, I guess this has been brewing, he has found himself edging closer to impeachment. How interesting. I tell you, what a difference did they make. It was just the other day. Oh, I'm sorry. That he was. Oh, what am I doing here? Okay. It was just the other day that he was with Charles III. He rode in the carriage with Will and Kate and all those trappings of a state visit. Now he finds himself about to get kicked out of office. I mean, you could not make this up. I mean, there he was smiling and grinning from ear to ear. And now it looks like he's about to get kicked out of office. He's about to be impeached. Maybe Charles brought him because he thought this guy would make him look better or something. But whatever the case was, now he is sailing perilously close to the window like a bird about to escape. Speaking of bird, what was the name of that jail in South Africa? Speaking of birds, what was the name of that place in South Africa? The famous prison. Speaking of birds, is that where he's headed to? I mean, you could not make this up. You could not make this up. This guy, one minute he's in the carriage, smiling and grinning like Louis Armstrong, and now he gets back home and they're talking about you might get impeached, sir. I see bags of cash, Prince Charles too. I'm in a carriage, I shined my shoes, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I rode in the back, I waved high. I think Kate just squeezed my thigh, and I think to myself, what a wonderful woo! Oh man. And I think to myself, the world is so wonderful, you're about to get kicked out of office. What was the point of this trip, Satchmo? He went running up in there, face all big and grinning and shining like Louis Armstrong doing a jazz set. And next thing you know, he get back home and he about to get impeached. So much for a state dinner. And I'm sure he thought when he got to the UK that people would be like, oh, wow, you were an honored guest of King Charles III? Well, whatever they accuse you of, never mind. The bags of cash, it fell in my lap. I went upstairs and took me a nap. Woo! Oh, Lord. You just couldn't make this up. Loretta, let me see. Loretta Goldsby, thank you so much for the super chat. Billy and Kate need to be gone like good candy and get back to the safety of Pond Frog of the Daily Fail. Thank you so much for the super chat, Loretta. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Woo! Oh, Lord. Anyway, he and look at there, just smiling. Him and what's his name? Charles, just sitting up there smiling and grinning. It defies logic. Well, at least they have each other. And where am I at here? Let me see. Now, I wonder if he's going to show up. I mean, he's a Kennedy. He's from Boston. He's Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Well, maybe if the Carolyn Kennedy doesn't show up. And you know who else they didn't mention? What about oh wait, I don't need that. I did that already. Oh, there they are. There they are. The Cambridges having another grand tour. Not Your Land. Remember that? These illustrations come from their last failed tour of the former colonies. You would think they would learn. You would think, and don't forget, you guys, Katie is going to Harvard. Kate's going to Harvard. Something I never thought I would say. Kate is going to Harvard. I hope they don't ask her to speak in front of the public. This climate change warrior, Prince William, pushes population control in Africa, but let's not forget his lifestyle. 3 children, 4 homes, a fleet of Range Rovers, a private helicopter, and of course, he often flies by private jet. They took a BA flight to the United States because, well, they didn't want to cause embarrassment for themselves. But this is how Will and Kate saved the planet. Our planet has become more fragile. The pressing need to protect and restore our planet has never been more urgent, Prince William. Yet, as he says that, this person, James Melville, has demonstrated the real Prince William, and that is he and his very well turned down wife with her hair extensions climbing on board yet another private jet. Okay, you guys, last night, I love this photo. Check it out. The president of France was a guest of the president of the United States at a restaurant. I suppose this was in Washington, D.C. And there, of course, are the first ladies of France and the United States, Dr. Jill Biden and Mrs. Macron. They are dining at a restaurant. I love that. And by the way, it looks like they did not have chocolate chip ice cream for the president, which is his favorite. So they gave him a scoop of chocolate and a scoop of vanilla. Dr. Shola Mos-Shobamimu. Piers Morgan is such a white privileged, self-entitled hypocrite. The racism he condemns now is the same he attacked Meghan for, speaking out in royal family household. For speaking out in royal family household. He called her a liar. He thinks that the arbiter of what racism is and gets to decide whom. Let me see. He think he's the arbiter of what racism is. When I see arbiter, you know who I was thinking of. No lashes. Sorry about that. He thinks that he's the arbiter of what racism is and gets to decide by whom. So this is response to Piers Morgan. Nobody's capable of witless and offensive comments should be anywhere near the royal family. Now he's trying to deflect and try to make this not a part of the royal family. Piers Morgan reacts to Lady Susan Hussey's resignation following alleged racist remarks she made to charity boss Ngozi Fumani. So let's take a little trip down Piers Morgan's encounters where the royals are concerned, in particular, the Duchess of Sussex. We have unfinished business. Piers Morgan reaches out to Meghan for TV interview. Well, you know what that was about. Piers Morgan was trying to boost the numbers for his show, which has been pretty much a failure. He was trying to boost the numbers, and so of course he reaches out to Meghan as though she would actually be bothered with him. We're not even sure whether or not they ever met and under what circumstances. But one thing that someone has pointed out is that if Piers Morgan met Meghan, surely there would be photographic proof, right? And let's say the odd possibility that they met and Meghan took the photo herself and just never posted it. Wouldn't it be funny if they actually met and Meghan said, "Oh no, I'll just tag you on Instagram," and she never posted the photo because if they ever, and I say if they ever met, and she realized what a you know what he is, and she decided, I'll never speak to this weirdo again. Maybe, let's just say maybe, if there was a photo and Meghan took the photo herself and said, "Oh, no, 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 I use my phone," maybe she has that sixth sense. Maybe she has that sixth sense and she just knew that this was a bad idea. And she took the photo and said, "I'll tag you," and just didn't do it. Oh, Lord. Wouldn't that be a kick in the fun parts? I mean, just what I bet if that is the case, and I'm not saying that it is, but if they ever met, because Piers Morgan takes a photo with everybody, it's part of his brand. He takes a photo with everybody. So what if they were together? She was in London. They followed each other on social media. I don't know. That's what Piers Morgan said. And then she went to dinner and he said, "Well, let's do a selfie." And she, "Oh, no, 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 no. I'll use my phone," to make sure that there would never, ever be any evidence that they ever met. Um, I tell you, if that is the case, no wonder he's upset. It's no wonder. It's no wonder he thought that because they allegedly met, he thought that they allegedly met and that he would be able to use her to build his brand. Well, it did work for a little while because he got a chance to go and spread hate on television until he got fired when he was run out of the studio that day he set that land speed record for a mammal. But let's also talk about this with Piers Morgan. He seems to spend a lot of times with people that are incredibly hostile toward the Duchess of Sussex. And look at both of them. I mean, they are so hostile. Piers Morgan's lips have all but disappeared. And then, and then of course, Tom, I need to go home and give myself an enema. Bauer is sitting there about to pucker his lips until he turns blue. Tom, I need to give myself an enema. Bauer sitting there in that cheap suit. Look at that suit he's wearing. That cheap suit that he's wearing. Alan Vernon says, "Man, get in the car and delete." Woo! I love it. I love it. Yes. Meghan was like, "Bye." Meghan got in the car and hit delete as soon as the door closed. Yes, 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 that's right. Uh-huh. I'll tag you. I will tag you on Instagram. Delete. Oh, and Piers Morgan, when he heard about the engagement and everything, I bet you he had probably took out a loan so he could remodel his kitchen when he got that news, only to find out that she would never mention his name publicly, privately, or anything else for the rest of her life. That's just not going to happen. You will get no endorsement, no lift, no anything as far as the Duchess of Sussex is concerned. He's gotten a free ride on Good Morning Britain, and that ride is over. Alan Vernon, thank you for that revelation because I promise I didn't even visualize it like that, but that makes it so much better. I could just picture Meghan like delete as if. I love it. Um, and then, of course, Piers Morgan accused of bullying in open letters signed by almost 1,200 UK television workers. Backlash came after Good Morning Britain presenter targeted former employee on Twitter. And then here you can see, I can only thank the American people for taking Miss Markle back. You know what? You know what, Piers Morgan? You said a mouthful there. We're glad too. That's all I can say is you will never, ever be as happy as we are, because we know for you it's actually the reverse. You're not happy, you're devastated because you don't have the ability to go on uninterrupted, unchallenged to criticize and attack her. And then, of course, there's this one. Imagine the screams in Montecito as Princess Pinocchio finally has her nose tweaked. Now, this, of course, let's see the date, September 2nd, 2021, right? As Meghan loses war against Piers. That is a very optimistic headline for someone whose career is in the toilet today. Piers Morgan has been clamoring to try to get people to pay attention to him, and it's just not working. He has been so desperate for attention. That hoghead Piers Morgan has been so desperate for attention, and it's just not going to fly. To see her smiling through open window of a car, making sure she's seen without any contrition whatsoever. Who talks like that? Any contrition whatsoever just shows what a brazen hussy she is. Royal biographer Tom Barrow isn't impressed with Meghan's appearance in the Jubilee celebration. Who talks like that? Do you really think that type of language, that language is the reason why the Cambridges was booed last night? This does not work on Americans. You got some fat, miserable MAGA women that are buying it. But other than that, just nobody else in the U.S. cares about this. There's nobody going to buy a Tom Bauer book, let alone believe anything that's in it. And Piers Morgan aligns himself with Tom Bauer, he's been trying to capture what he had on Good Morning Britain for what, 3 years? 3 years of attacks. He's trying to capture that same audience that he had on Good Morning Britain. It got to the point that people turned away from Good Morning Britain, complained. And I have to tell you guys, we pay a lot of attention to what's said about the Sussexes, but in a wider world, as I demonstrated with that video yesterday about the confrontation on the train, in the wider world, people understand what's happening. Even before the funeral, which is when that video that I showed yesterday, the train confrontation, even before that funeral of the Queen, people understood what was happening. They understood, and they know the difference between this hypercritical tabloid press fodder compared to what is actually the truth about the Sussexes. And now that this docu-series is coming out, there will be no way to hide from that truth. Harry and Meghan are going to tell their story in their own words, and it is not going to be filtered through a Piers Morgan criticism or lies and accusations or anybody else in the tabloid media. This is like the beginning of the end of the tabloid media's stranglehold on the narrative where Harry and Meghan is concerned. this is going to change a whole lot, and it's going to change it for the better, of course, because it has been so low for so long. I don't see any direction that they could possibly go but up, because everything the Cambridges touch is a failure. Everything that Charles touch is a failure. And of course, Camilla, well, she tried to invite some ladies over just to fellowship. And well, we see what happened with that. So that was a failure. So, all in all, win win for the Sussexes. So, all I can say to Hoghead is that's all, folks. That's all, Charles. That's all, Hoghead. That's all, everybody. This is like the beginning of the end of that narrative. They're going to they're losing. They're losing. They're going to have to cede ground to the Sussexes rising and their utter failure. So the headline that they have today on Daily Fail, they just changed it. Keep calm and carry on. And half of the photos is the Cambridges, and the other half, of course, the Sussexes, because there's no way that the Cambridges could possibly, I guess, even have a voice unless they inject the names Harry and Meghan in there. Otherwise, people just won't pay attention to them. And I can't wait until the press begins to question them. I can't wait, because it's coming and it's not going to be pretty. So we'll see. We'll see. They'll have a prepared remark or whatever, either that or they'll try to dodge them. Queen's visit, let me see, the Queen, the Boston Irish, and the IRA. When the Queen went to Boston, I'm just going to share a little history with you guys. When Queen Elizabeth visited Boston in 1976, there was a fear that the IRA sympathizers might try to disrupt her trip or even harm her. Some 35 years later, she made peace with the Irish and shook hands with the IRA's former chief of staff. When the Queen Elizabeth visited Boston in 1976, she received a mostly warm welcome, but in some quarters of the city, she was vilified as the figurehead of an empire that had malevolently spawned the Irish diaspora and unjustly continued to cling to a disputed part of Ireland. At the time, Boston was 2 years into desegregation of its public schools, a chaotic and volatile era. Some of the people who were most ferociously opposed to school busing also happened to be among the Irish Republican Army's staunch American supporters. There was a contradiction there, because while the decidedly left-wing IRA was fighting to drive the British out of its 6 counties of Northern Ireland and establish a 32-county socialist republic on the island of Ireland, many of its most diehard American supporters were deeply conservative. So, yes, there was a contradiction. Most of the Irish in Boston are incredibly conservative, and today probably mostly Republicans. However, Massachusetts is also a very liberal state, and they've had many Democrat and Republican governors. But yeah, so that's a little history about Boston and the Irish community and the royal family. And so, yes, there was a time when it wasn't the safest place for the royals to visit, in particular the Queen, because there were a lot of people in Boston and other Irish communities across the country. In case you didn't know it at the time, they were funding the IRA. Or partially funding the IRA. They were sending, things to them to drive the British out of Northern Ireland. So that is just a little bit of that history. Boston is a very interesting town, but I have to tell you, I had never been to Boston or Philadelphia. If you're going to go to either, Philadelphia is gorgeous in comparison to Boston. Boston and Philadelphia, they are some of the most old worldly European like cities that we have in the United States. However, there's a lot of urban renewal in Boston that has ruined so much of the city. And that is why they had the Big Dig project to try to bring back some of the old world charm that was lost. Like their city hall looks like something out of a sci-fi movie. If you look at the Boston City Hall, it is a um, brutalistic, or well, they call the architect brutalism. It looks like a jail. It looks like a prison. It looks like a inner city jailhouse. But yeah, it's a disaster. But yeah, so Duchess of Success, good morning to you. A shot of vodka, aka vitamin P for Petty. Yes, I agree. I agree. And also don't forget to save a shot for Church Nelly's birthday today. Okay, here is my final round of petty. Who pour it best? It shouldn't be pours. Who pours it best? Anyway, William and Kate greet Boston by tweeting rain-soaked photo showing their backs. Well, whatever's behind them, because especially Kate really don't have a back. She just have behind her. But 2 years after Harry and Meghan famous umbrella picture went viral, I don't know what they had in mind when they posted this. There's a vast difference between the two photos. Huge. Like, for instance, the photo of Kate and William divided by two other people between them and standing several feet apart, as William is at a podium and Kate is about 10 feet behind him. How in the world would that compare to Meghan and Harry's photo? And this is not the first time they've done that. Why do you keep humiliating yourself like that? It says here, looking forward to our time in the city, meeting inspiring communities and showcasing our 15 fantastic Earthshot Boston 2022 finalists to the world. Yeah, and you tweeted this photo? The truth is, they don't have any nice photos from the occasion. Yes, no umbrellas. Why don't we start with that? There are no umbrellas. Let's start with that. Where's your umbrella? If you're trying to create this comparison, but check it out. There is an umbrella. There's just no rain. They keep trying to do this. Stop. Please stop. You humiliate yourself. They keep trying to do this. There's no rain. How are you going to try to duplicate perfection and you don't even have rain? You just look at the people. The guy there is folding his umbrella because there's no rain. Or if you look there, oh, you know what? I know what. He had an umbrella for Kate and he had an umbrella for William. And he took one of the umbrellas because they're trying to pretend to be Harry and Meghan. That's probably what happened. They probably had two umbrellas and they said, no. Remember we said we're going to try to do the Harry and Meghan thing. So they passed the umbrella to one of their aides and he's folding it up. But there's no rain anyway. So somebody needs to tell them that you have to have rain to make this work. Oh boy, I tell you, Will and Kate, would y'all please stop? Somebody save them from themselves. And then here, when they were in the Caribbean. When they were in the Caribbean, God bless them. Somebody please save them from themselves. They had tried to do it when they were in the Caribbean, and that didn't work out. Do you see the difference? I guess when they were in the Caribbean, that's when they said, oh, we're supposed to use one umbrella instead of two umbrellas. So they finally figured that out. Instead of trying to use two umbrellas, we're supposed to use one. Except for when they had the one umbrella, there was no rain. Duh. And let me just say this. I much better prefer to see the Sussex from the back, the Sussexes from the back, than to see Will and Kate. This is Will and Kate from the back. Bland, boring. It's kind of like a couple of emery boards in a top coat or overcoat. It's like a couple of emery boards in an overcoat. Whereas you have Harry and Meghan, it looks like there's diamonds falling from the sky. You see that? Never compete where you can't compare, or don't compare where you will never compete. It is so ridiculous. This is what I was working on last night. I didn't know that the Netflix thing was coming. Denise Taylor, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Thursday to you. Thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate it, of course. And then take a look here at the backside view. Yes, this is Baby's Got backside view, meaning, of course, this was, post Archie backside, which, yeah, anyway, that is all I'll say about that. This is the post Archie backside. And then, of course, again, this was from even before the Caribbean tour. They keep posting these photos of Will and Kate. They keep posting these photos, but notice Will didn't get the memo. You're supposed to look at each other. You're supposed to adore each other, smile, and show your love for each other. It doesn't work with two umbrellas. It doesn't work without rain. And it also doesn't work if you don't look at each other. How stupid can you be? I mean, you got one job. You have one job. One umbrella, rain, look at each other in the eye, smile. That's it. See how easy they make this for me? Can you see how easy my job is where these two are concerned? It's just, life has never been so easy. Even in Australia, when they were on the Oceania tour, this is when Harry and Meghan owned the umbrella. This is when they owned it. And then, of course, in the UK, as they were doing their farewell tour, this is when they took out a patent, right? They patented the umbrella, the diamonds in the sky. They owned it. They own it. And so if you guys remember when they offered Harry another umbrella, Harry looked at Meghan and said, I got everything I need. I got everything I need. Now that was powerful. That was powerful. And so whether they're on the beach, whether they're down in Australia, and even with the two umbrellas, look at that. Even with two umbrellas, they are so well connected. Even with the two umbrellas, look each other in the eye. Even with 2 umbrellas, they got it perfect. Whereas Will and Kate, 1 umbrella, 2 umbrellas, it does not matter. They just don't have it. And let us not forget when Kate doesn't get to use the umbrella at all, 1 or 2. William can't be bothered. Oh Lord, I told you guys I had some shade. I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to get on here today. And then of course, look at Mao say Kate. Mao say Kate. Mao say Kate wearing her Chairman Mao. Kate Middleton is trying to show that she's working hard and very serious about the job ahead of them. So she decided to pull out the Mao Zedong, Mao Zedong, People's Republic of Karen outfit. Yeah, she's dressed up in her People's Republic of Karen. She's wearing her Karen power suit. Oh, and I forgot. They don't have hairdressers on a BA flight, do they? They don't have hairdressers, so her hair is super flat. Her hair is super flat. And so you can see one of the reasons why she doesn't like to pull her hair back, because then you realize how much more face she has. I'm just being real petty now, but you can see she got a lot of face, don't she? Ooh, that's a lot of face. The Mao polyester suit. If you want to look like Chairman Mao, just buy yourself the Mao Zedong polyester power suit. Yes, you too can look like Mao. You too can look like Chairman Mao if you just go get the Mao power suit. Woo! Lord have mercy. I couldn't wait to get on land today. If you want to look like Chairman Mao, just go and buy yourself the Mao power suit. It comes with a non-defined silhouette. It can be worn by anyone and is perfect for overthrowing the old dynasty and replacing it with a new People's Republic of Karen. Oh, man. And there's one more thing I want to point out while I'm being shady. You see, when Kate doesn't have that clutch, she don't know what to do with her hands. Did you notice that? When she don't have that security blanket of a purse, she don't know what to do with her hands. She's just like, up or down, up or She don't know where to put her hand. She's like lost without that security blanket of a clutch bag that she carries. So she don't know where to put her hand. So she just she walked around with her hand of a clutch bag. Uh-oh. She don't know. Okay, sorry about the echo. But yeah, she's walking around with her hand kind of stuck half up, half down, because she don't know where to put it. Because she needs that. That's like a soothing exercise for her, is to hang on to that clutch. Okay. Jocelyn Young says, Baron, looking at each other will not cut it. When you are not in love with the other person under the umbrella, explain the look. Yeah, exactly. If you're not in love with the other person, that explains the look or the lack of the look. So, yeah, you're absolutely right, Jocelyn Young. Thank you so much for the super chat. And of course, thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Now, let's get to something, shall we say, decidedly interesting There is the outfit that our Duchess wore to the Women's Fund of Central Indiana. And that is the beautiful, oh my gosh. And I just knew this yesterday. I just said it yesterday. That is, oh my goodness, who made that dress? Anyway, that's the dress from yesterday. That's the shoes. That's the jewelry. And of course, that's our Meghan. And of course, in the international color of women's suffrage, women's rights, the green, purple, and white. And there you can see it. There is the colors. Deeds, not words. The international colors of the suffragette movement. And with that, you guys, guess what? I'm done. I am done, and just in time for you guys to jump over to Pedo. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, there we are. Marcel Kendrick. Hello, all squatties. I love you, Baron. Why are you so funny? I am done peeing on myself with laughter listening to you. I am sick of it. You hear me? Sick. I'm sick of it. Well, Marcel Kendrick, thank you so much for being here. And we are going to give a little birthday shout out to Church Nelly for Church Nelly's birthday. And of course, we are going to, hello, Ivy here. So here's a little Ivy dance. Oh, well, let's do the longer version, shall we? Hello, Ivy here. Hello, Ivy. Girl, the Duchess of Sussex won. Meet me at the Royal Sussex party. Church Nelly's gonna be there. All right, Ivy out. You know what? I have not come down from my high yet. As you know, that really describes today. I am going to be on such a high all day. And I promise you guys, tomorrow I will be here, probably a little later than today, but I will be here to give you more of my play-by-play of everything royal, including those two imposters that have shown up in Boston. Sheila Watson, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. And happy Thursday to you. I am so glad you're here, and I hope you are well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, you guys. Well, that is it for today. Please be prepared with your last comments. I am going to look through them, and then I am going to join you guys over at Pedos. And also, don't forget to catch up with all the other content creators, because I have a feeling that today is going to be an incredibly busy day. And I wanted to make sure that I got on before it got too late, because otherwise, well, anyway, I was up, I was ready, I'm here. Get used to it. The other thing is, don't forget, it's Friday. And what is Friday, you guys? What is happening Friday? Anybody know? Friday? What is Friday, you guys? Come on, I'm going to give you a minute because we're on delay. But tomorrow is anybody? Okay. All right, let me help you out. Tomorrow is call-in day on Duchess of Success, and that's always fun, right? So you guys don't forget, tomorrow is call-in day. I will be listening and trying to get all the dirt all the information, all the laughs, and all of the shade. So yeah, tomorrow is call-in day for the Duchess of Success. So that is Friday. I'm always looking forward to that. And of course, again, please support all of these channels because we have a chance to play a very important role for the Sussexes and their chance to, of course, explain and tell and inform their side of the story instead of that usual filter of the tabloid press. So thank you, Ray J. Windley, for the super sticker. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Thursday to you. I keep forgetting it's Thursday. Happy birthday, Church Nelly. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Church Nelly. Happy birthday. Big dramatic ending to, I'm going to go for the whistle note. Mariah, eat your heart out. Lottie, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. I'm just not used to being done this early in the day. What am I going to do with my time? Oh, I know. I need to make myself something to eat, don't I? But thank you, Lottie. I greatly appreciate it. I know Church Nelly would prefer photos of Nacho Figueras. But next time, Church Nelly, next time. Today just turned into something so much more than I expected. So, so I guess I'm trying to say is where that's concerned is not your day. Not your day. Well, okay. All right. It was funnier in my head. It was funnier when I said it to myself in my head. But all right, you guys, I am going to ginge avenge, and then we are going to get out of here. Thank you all so much for being a part of today's Royal Sussex. I guess we could do a little nacho, maybe a little nacho. There we go. How about that? Oh, wait. There we go. Go, go, go.
¡Ojo en línea! ¡Ajá! ¡No le pegues! ¡Se viene uno! ¡Se viene uno! ¡Se va! ¡Se va!
Harry is an avid polo enthusiast and player and has played polo all his life. My polo team has a platform where we are going to use the sport and the team as a platform to raise awareness for charities. Harry is going to be a part of this team. The team is called Los Padres. Los Padres is named after the National Forest. Him and I wanted this team and this thing to be very local, to pay a lot of a tribute to Southern California because of him moving here and paying a tribute to his new home. Hopefully not just the park, but also some other charities that we are going to reveal later. But that's what Los Padres Polo Team is going to be. It's going to be a platform for a lot of good things. So I'm very excited, proud, and honored to be doing this with him.
In another post on social media, thrilled to be riding alongside my friend Prince Harry and the rest of the Los Padres team at Santa Barbara's Polo Club. Harry's East Memorial Tournament. We've ridden together many times over the years, and now that we're both parents, it's extra special to be able to spend this time together. The name Los Padres was inspired by the proximity of the field to the Los Padres National Forest and also by our connection as fathers. There seem to be rumors abound about Harry joining the Santa Barbara Polo Club. Like, for instance, there was one tweet that shows there's a story floating around that Harry has joined the Santa Barbara P&R Club to play with Nacho, and so he's got a polo match that weekend. Any truth to this rumor? But you can see for yourself, because if you examine this, you'll notice of Sussex live very close to. Okay, you guys, that was just a little sample of Nacho Figueras, and of course Harry and Meghan and Mrs. Figueras, I forget her name. But yes, so that was just a little sample for Church Nelly. Thank you so much for the donations, Connie Balmer, Sean, Nelisa, and for a 1 month membership, Elaine Parker, Joan Garcia, Audrey Teschner, Jackie Sussex Squad, Nafisa Shabazz, Miss S, Black Queen, Loretta Goldsby, Alan Vernon, and of course, Duchess of Success. And don't forget, tomorrow, you guys, is Duchess of Success call-in day. And Jocelyn Young, Marcel Kendrick, Sheila Watson, Ray J. Windley, and Lottie. Thank you all for the generous donations to Royal Sussex. And we are off to Pedo. The party is going to continue. Let me see, is Pedo on? I think she is. I think I saw that. Yes, Pedo is on, you guys.
Let's see. Let's see it.
As a matter of fact, Pedo is on, and let me see. Elaine Parker is there, Annie Bullard. Yeah, so you guys go ahead and jump on over to Pedo's, and I will see you all tomorrow. But if anything big happens, I will see you guys later. All right, love you guys. Let's give our best to our faves, to our best ladies, our Queen of Hearts and our Queen of Everything, for those amazing children. We owe the world owes them so much for these amazing children. I promise you we do. And of course, Q Ginge of Inge. Okay, and lots of fun today, you guys. I really enjoyed today. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. They had plates of gold. No, wait. wait. They had plates of gold, silver and platinum too. I saw the menu. I stuck it in my shoe. And Woo! Oh Lord. Anyway, you guys, I gotta go now. I will see you all over on Pedals, and I will talk to you all. I will talk to you all tomorrow. Let's do what? Let's see. There we go. We'll do this on the way out. Keir Simmons. Oh, you are so right. Who just said that? Yes, Sonia Johnson. I saw Keir Simmons. Keir Simmons is very, very good. And he has been very fair where Harry and Meghan are concerned. And thank you for pointing that out. If I can find the report, I will share it on the community tab. But yes, Keir Simmons has been super supportive in a very subtle way because, he don't want to be ostracized. But he even predicted before the wedding that there would be trouble because of racism. He knew that before, and he said that he hoped that the royal family gets it right, and they did not. And that is why we are where we are today. So thank you for pointing that out, Sonia Johnson. I will share it on the community tab if I can find it. And anyway, thank you all so much for being here. And I am out.